Hello, hello. Hey, George already started. Well, hello. You finally caught us live. You're in Amsterdam, started in Switzerland, French, German. Oh, so what has your favorite place been so far? Do tell.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, hold on a second, y'all. We have people.
You might want to
Hold
turn this
on.
down just a hair.
I don't want people seeing everything. Hold on. Strasbourg was your favorite. Hello.
Howdy.
Hi.
How are y'all?
We're good. How are you?
Doing good, guys. We have friends. Hold on, y'all. We're just saying hey to everybody. I just want you to know that I noticed about 2 minutes ago that my thumbnail said guest. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just noticed that.
We're a group. It's okay.
Well, it's kind of like when we went to Vermont and it said welcome Diane and guest.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Well, it's nice to see y'all in person.
Yes, you too.
Thank y'all for coming on.
Well, we're just looking at the comments and
Yeah,
seeing.
let's get some of these going. Strasbourg was Linda's favorite. I don't blame you. We were looking at that last night. Hey, Cindy. Guys, we have Terri and Reggie on with us. So exciting. Hey, Jean-Marc. Hello from Northeast Georgia.
Yeah, we were going through Colmar and
Dinner.
Strasbourg, looking at all the videos and stuff last night.
Hey, Jackie.
Yeah, there's a lot on the people at the Christmas markets right now. There's a
Yeah.
lot
Exactly.
and real-time videos.
Hey. Do y'all have a channel? Terri?
Do we have what?
A channel?
Not that we publish anything on.
Nothing published yet?
No.
We're doing Instagram just because we don't want to spend we don't want to put the effort into editing videos, I guess.
Yeah. It seems like a job.
I mean, if we're being honest.
Hey, yes, I couldn't agree more. I'm telling you, it is something.
Instagram's kind of a quicker hit.
Yeah.
And we can both manage it, and it's kind of, a one and done sometimes more.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a YouTube. We told our kids we would, but now that we watch a lot of you other people do it, it seems like a lot of work. And that's the last thing we want more of.
Well,
it's also a lot of fun.
It is fun. And we've met so many, you guys, we've met so many nice people. So that part is great. We love that part. The editing part, it does suck. So usually my Sundays are shot. There's nothing I can do about it. But then we were watching that. Did y'all see that show or that video yesterday with Richard on there with that same girl? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. When he was talking about content creators and those that are monetized and, do I want to mess with that when I'm over there? Don't know. Doubt it. So we will have to turn off monetization once we get over there because, I don't want a chance.
I suspect that's why Rob doesn't monetize too, because he's said his channel's not monetized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have to turn it off because I don't want to work. You know what I mean? And I feel like that also will take a load off of the pressure of having to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It can be more of like when we want to, as opposed to, well, we've set this time and
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what doesn't appeal to us. Rob, bless his heart, he does it 3 days a week, and and we love it and we watch him, but then he says if he doesn't get it in on time and doesn't publish on time, then people send him comments and things. Yeah. That sounds like a job.
Yeah.
It is. And it is. And then when you do something also and you feel like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so good. This is going to be so good. And it sucks.
And then you get 3 people that look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. And sometimes people are really hateful.
And I can't stand hateful because I would make Rob look like Tinkerbell with my comments back to him. I'm just saying. Like.
Oh, I know. If y'all just heard what I uttered under my breath, it's, yeah. Hold on, let's get some of these out of here.
It's probably best that we don't do a YouTube channel.
It's cold. You're heading back to Florida tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Hello from Detroit.
Detroit. Ooh,
Are guests planning on going to France? Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
And they just got back from there.
Yes, and we're going to talk about all of that. No more work when retired. That's right. That's right. Just funny comment. A while ago, I was telling Matt, y'all know, because how many times have y'all heard me say, don't come for us? Because it happens all the time, right? And I made a comment on this last video, and we were talking about euros. And I said approximate. I couldn't put it in bigger letters. Approximate. And we even say approximate because it changes every 5 seconds. How are you supposed to, and we record in advance. So we don't know. And sure enough, just a while ago, we got a comment that somebody said, are you sure that your calculations are accurate? Because I'm showing that euros are. I'm like, oh, for the love of all the holy.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they don't even watch the whole video.
No. And they don't, because they ask questions and you're like, if you had watched that, you would see that. But anyway.
And we were very surprised to wake up this morning and find that we had some very, very nice comments.
Yes.
And a lot more subscribers.
Yeah. So that was fun.
After yesterday's video?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yesterday's was good.
Yeah, it was. In fact, I wanted to tell you that your route A and B of the financial exactly aligns with our discussions with Fab this week, because we had a Fab on Monday. Yeah. And he said, we talked about which way to go, whether we should present that we have a pension, because in our circumstance, the pension won't have started yet. We're retiring the first week of June, and the pension won't start until July. And we want to be in France in July. So he said, don't even worry about it. He said, take the other route, show them 40,000 in savings, and you're good. You're good to go. Yeah. All they care about is that first year.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And about the other thing you found out that you read last night about the visa.
Oh, yeah. I saw something last night that they're thinking about or trying to get, maybe possibly getting something passed. Y'all don't quote me on this, dear Lord, that they're talking about automatically renewing the annual visas instead of.
That's going to be for the 5 and 10 year residence cards.
That's not the annual.
That's not the 1 year. That's the 5 and 10 year residence cards. I subscribe to a thing called The Connection.
Yeah.
It's French news in English, and it's 59 euros a year for the online version of it. So I subscribe to it, and they've got a lot of really interesting. I signed up. I got the emails, and then they suck you in of, hey, if you want to read the article, you got to subscribe. Well, a week of getting what articles I had on there, I was like, okay, I'm just going to subscribe because there's too many articles that I want to read. So and it's got, I found out about the MP vote on the Social Security bill that's going to go through eventually, and the way the French government works, apparently it goes from the MPs. Now it goes back to the Senate. The Senate can add whatever they want. But then when it goes back to the MPs can take out whatever the Senate put in there and just pass it anyway. So
what are they talking? Have you read anything about
there is no amount.
There's no amount yet.
There's not been an amount. When we talk to Fab, and again, this is just, we're talking to Fab. So we're going to put that out there. He's in France. So don't quote us if it ends up being 10 times more.
Don't come for them.
Yeah. Especially don't come for me. But he was like, I asked him, what are you hearing? And he's like somewhere between 300 and 400 euros in that area. And he actually said it's going to be a good thing because there's already something in place. And Richard explained it kind of well yesterday if you didn't watch that 2-hour interview, I highly recommend you guys go to watch that, because he said the one lady that was on there earlier was talking about, we don't get taxed. They don't get taxed. They don't get taxed. And Richard was like, there's a difference between taxes and social services. There's still, after you've been there 3 years, there's still is it CRM or CM, whatever it is. There's a mechanism for us to have to pay in to social charges. It's just that it's not always enforced.
Right.
So what Fab said is that this new legislation that's going through, if it passes, will just make it easier for everybody that wants to contribute. There's actually going to be a path now and a legality to get rid of the gray area so that now we can all pay our fair share.
Right.
Which we should.
I don't think anybody
Yeah.
on this group wants to go to France and just milk the French system. I know.
No. Contrary to what people think, that's not how we are.
Four
When
to
you
six-
said that dollar amount, were you talking? You what?
400 to 600 a year. Sign me up.
Was that? I was just fixing to say. Was that a year or a month?
A year per person was what he said.
Oh wow.
His sources were kind of hearing.
It's crazy when especially when you look at Italy and that they went from, something around that to 2,000 euros a year per person. So, you're going to catch up. Matt's going to catch us up here. They renew, but single years, you have to do the 5 single years in a row. Okay. Wonderford's response to their denial. Thank you. I'm glad you said that, and bless their heart. As soon as they said that they bought travel insurance again, my first thought was, why don't do that? But I get what you're. I feel like they obviously make the income, so if it gets denied again, it's the insurance.
I told her what she needs to do is if they get denied, I said you ought to send them some kind of message that they need to get rid of that travel insurance and get what they're supposed to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know that they're banking on his pension insurance as a reimbursement type insurance, and I don't know that would be
that's not going to work.
Compliant.
Exactly.
And what Fab told us too, it was funny. He was like, "There's so many gray areas when we go into this when you apply, right? It's like, well, you didn't quite make the income, but we'll let that slide. Well, you only got 89 days of residence, but we'll let that slide. And then you get down to like 3 or 4 different things. And finally they go, okay, you didn't do enough. So now we're just going to pick something that we're going to reject you on. And it's just, the easiest one is income sometimes.
Right.
So it may not necessarily be that your income's not enough to sustain yourself. It's just that whoever's doing it that day decided they were going to check that box and send you your rejection letter. Or
it could have been the insurance. I mean, because because I don't know that they have a box that says your insurance is not appropriate.
But that's one of the big things is they want to make sure that you're going to have that insurance that's going to cover you over there.
Right.
That's part of the financial stability, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's what it was. But I've been waiting for mine for 3 years. Oh goodness. Bonjour. How are you? That's right. I think we all are. So, you told them in the comments to watch your last video?
She was asking up here.
Linda, can we put the link for the subscription for the connection? Yes.
I can try.
Reggie, if you'll just put a comment on the live, that'll do. That'll be fine. Thank you very much for doing that. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, it's for sure the insurance. Yeah, I think so too. I think you're right. Oh, is this Shauna? Which one is this? Is this Shauna or Chrissy?
I think that's Shauna.
You think it's Shauna?
Usually Chrissy gets on her site.
Oh, that's true.
With her picture.
That's true. I mean, it could be Eric.
That could be Eric.
Hold on.
Is it the cool guy that always wears our clothes?
So we get a yes, ma'am. So you're gonna have to be more specific than that because
it's Shauna.
Okay. All right. So
I tried to put the comment in there. For some reason, it didn't go through. So
it didn't go through. Okay, well, we'll get it. All right. So tell us first before you talk about the Fab thing, which is just as interesting. Eric is on a plane to Anchorage with his fashionable T-shirt. He's a cool kid. So, how was your trip? Tell us about your trip.
It was fantastic.
Great.
I do have to tell you a really funny story in the beginning. Started off, we left Arizona. We had a connection in Dallas, and flying on American from Dallas to London. You're not supposed to have to go there. They're trying this program where you don't have to then go back through security if you're arriving to London from Dallas. So they're doing this trial. So we got into London and we sat on the tarmac for
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
There was a truck in our gate that they couldn't get moved. So we couldn't go to the gate.
Yeah, there was a truck in one gate that couldn't move, and the second gate that we were going to use, there was a Virgin plane that they couldn't shut the cargo hold on.
Yeah.
Fun.
So we didn't get into the gate we were supposed to get into. So we were already running a little bit late for the connection. And London is not a place you want a tight connection. Heathrow is massive. And you generally have to go from one terminal to another. And you have to get on a bus to do that. And then you have to go back through security again. So you get off the plane with a bottle of water. You got to dump it out. You got to go back through security. So it's really kind of a pain anyway.
Yeah.
But so we finally get into a different gate. So now we don't meet the criteria to not go through security because we weren't at the special gate. So we're going back through security and we're in a rush. We have like an hour, I think, but that's pretty tight in London. And so we're going through the e-gates and I get through because I'm old school. I like paper. I hold on to my paper boarding pass and I scanned it and I walked through the e-gate. And Mr. Convenient here wanted it on his phone and he was annoyed that it didn't work. Well, it ended up being the wrong pass that they had downloaded on the British app. But so he couldn't find his paper one. So he had to step out of line at the e-gate, find the paper one in his bag and come back through. In that process, he lost his phone. So he lost his phone in the London airport.
Oh, no.
We didn't know. We had one more connection. We arrived we landed in Basel. We take the train. We get on the bus at the airport in Basel. We take the bus to Saint Louis. We take the train to Colmar. Everything's going very smoothly from there on out. We get to the rental accommodation and we had a little bit of a glitch there getting in and we figured that out. But in the midst of figuring out the glitch for the rental accommodation is when Reggie realizes his phone is missing. And so then we think it's in Basel. And I wake up in the middle of the night with jet lag, of course, slept for 2 hours and woke up and I was like, no, I think your phone's in London. And that was indeed where he left it. But we figured out that London has a lost and found. And what are the chances? We turned on our data on my phone, got the serial number on the phone, got all the information we needed, and he submitted a claim, and we were able to pick up his phone in London on the way back.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
He stayed in London for a week and a half.
It was unheard of.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So he had to shuttle over to a different terminal to get it and pay £25. Which was fine. That's way cheaper than replacing a phone.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I panicked. I was over in Dallas with one of her kids, and
I brought your snacks. By the way, we're still rude and eating snacks.
I apparently left my phone in one of the bathrooms, and it was in the mall.
Oh.
And I have everything on that phone. I mean, everything. And
not anymore. He doesn't.
No, not anymore.
Let's not share.
Yeah.
But the thing was when we got out, I was like, oh no, my phone. Well, we went back and I went straight back to where I was at. Wasn't there. And I was like, oh my God. So I made it back over to where the lost and found is. And one of the cleaning people had picked it up and brought it up there to the lost and found. And I swore I'd never do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't about to go trek through that mall because it was all the way on the other side of that mall. And so him and Haley, the one that's on here, I made them go get it. I was like, I'm going to sit in the car. I am not. I absolutely refuse.
That was the most I've ever panicked in my life because I did everything on there.
Yeah. Luckily, when we went from Basel to London, the pilot got us in like a half hour early. So that helped. And we had like 2 hours. So I looked at her on the plane and went, see you later. And I ran to the train. Luckily, it's free to go between terminals. Jumped on that, went from Terminal 5 to Terminal 3, stood in line. My phone was not as bad as the lady in front of me. She left her wallet and spent her whole vacation without her wallet.
Oh no.
She was almost in tears when the guy came back and handed her her wallet with nothing missing out of it at all. So I got my phone and trucked it back to Terminal 5 and got there just in time to, eat. And In London, in Europe, it's way different. You don't even get your gate assigned to you until an hour before the flight.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I enjoyed Germany whenever we flew into Germany. That was a nice place.
Yeah.
Yeah, the airports are nice. Copenhagen has a beautiful airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been in some really nice airports.
But you know, we get trained as Americans to be there 2 hours early, and then you show up at a European airport 2 hours ahead, and they're like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah,
Exactly.
we don't know where you're supposed to be. You have to just watch the board to have your gate assigned. So
Yeah.
For reference, there is a lost and found at London Heathrow, and they are very efficient. And you can claim your things online and pick them up.
That's amazing. So once you got there, how'd it go?
So it was great. We rented we tried to stay in apartments because we really wanted to see size-wise what works for us too.
Mm-hmm.
So in Colmar, we stayed right in the old town. We stayed in a studio in that one, but we had a little kitchenette. We had access to a washer and all that good stuff. So we even did laundry and everything while we were there. But Colmar was great. We spent 3 nights there before we went on to Strasbourg. But we really liked the feel of Colmar. And for anybody that's not done a lot of research on the area, Colmar seems on those walking videos like a really just a small old town. That's all there is. Well, it's a population of 70,000. So it's a pretty decent little size city. Yeah. So we really knew that it had all of the resources and amenities that we want because, we do like our conveniences and, we do want a gym and we want some things that are, more convenient to us. We want good options because, we are vegan. So we cook a lot at home. And the grocery stores had so many great options for us, which was fantastic. And so many of them. So we almost kind of made the decision for Colmar before we even got to Strasbourg.
And we treated it like we didn't do a lot of the touristy stuff while we were in Colmar because it was, for us, this was a business trip because we only had like 8 days. Right. So we didn't have a lot of time to go see the touristy stuff. We walked around. I mean, we walked that whole trip, but 7 to 8 miles. We didn't have a car. We didn't rent a car intentionally. We used public transport the whole time we were there. We only took taxi twice getting from train station to the Airbnb, just because we didn't know where it was and we were dragging bags. And when we actually got into Colmar, it was raining. So the taxi driver was even like, "It's not that far. Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Please take my money." Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we were actually watching a video on Colmar and Strasbourg last night. Mm-hmm. Last night because Jean-Marc, I'm going to say it wrong. You're in one of my very favorite towns in France. I'm just throwing that out there. Because we were, giving it away a little bit. Our video that we're recording today is about medical deserts. And so I'm old, right? And diabetic. So I have to have a doctor close. And so we've been really looking at that. And one of the things that I've heard is that Normandy has become a medical desert and Brittany is getting there, unless you're like in Rennes or something like that. And so I was talking to Matt about that. I'm like, we have to have medical care. What are we going to do? Because, we all know that Brittany's our favorite place and we're not hiding that. And, I'm like, what are we going to do? I mean, I don't want to probably not live in Rennes, and so we started looking at Occitanie. I said, forget it. Let's look at Colmar. And so last night we were looking at Colmar and Strasbourg. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And it's not a medical desert there. I have some medical issues. I don't have a thyroid anymore because I had thyroid cancer. So I'm on medicine for that. And so I do, checkups and scans and all that. So I checked out the medical, and the thing about Alsace is that they also, instead of just reimbursing 70% in Alsace, they have this special deal where the medical reimburses 90% there. Mm-hmm. So there are a lot of physicians there. I looked up on Dr. Lieb and made sure that there were specialists and what did the timeline look like for me getting in and things. Yeah. So we've done quite a bit on that back end too. And I know I see somebody in the comments asked about if nutritional yeast Nooch is available in France. Yes, it is. We, we scoped out the grocery stores because that is important to us. That's kind of a hobby.
Yeah.
we're foodies, you know, on the vegan end. I had some great vegan tarte flambe in Colmar in a restaurant. There's lots of vegan options when we drilled down on there, and especially in Strasbourg too. But when we got to Strasbourg, it was too busy for us. It was too much going on. We're not huge city people. We've always lived in the typical American suburb neighborhood. I mean, we live in a big city now, and one of the top, 30 in the country, as far as population, but we live in a single family home. We have a yard, we have a pool, we have, the things that the space.
The population density isn't as big.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what we said last night about Strasbourg. It says, golly, it's just too big. It's just too big. To visit and go to Christmas markets, absolutely. I'd be all over that. But to stay there permanently, I just don't think I could. I could
to have as a resource, it's great. Yeah. To have as kind of your anchor city, and to have the Basel airport there, the Basel International Airport. Strasbourg does a little bit of international flights and things too out of there, to the UK and to Germany and that kind of thing. But it's such a great base for travel, which is what we want to do. When we first started talking about this is retirement is the first time in our lives where we get to choose where we want to live based on what we want, not based on jobs, not based on proximity to school districts for our kids.
Sounds like what we're going to be doing our video today.
We want what we want, and we've earned it.
That's right.
We've worked hard.
Especially what y'all do for a living, or what you do. Good Lord.
Yeah, we've paid our dues, and we think that, it's time for us to make decisions based on what we want. So we're going to be particular about it. And, and there's nothing that says that maybe we land there and we don't have to stay there forever. Flexibility is part of our plan. We want to rent because we want to be flexible. We want to be able to travel and do different things and explore places. Maybe, coming from Arizona, maybe a few winters will be enough for us. I grew up in Maine. He grew up in Minnesota. So we know winter. It's been a long time. So maybe after a few winters, that's enough for us. And we head a little more south. But this is going to be our beginning base.
Exactly.
I'm curious. I need to ask you. You said you're from Arizona. Have you ever seen or heard of a band up there in Arizona? I think they're all retired now. They were like a Eagles cover band. They did a lot of the Eagles songs.
No, they probably played at casinos though, because there's a lot of casinos in Arizona. And
one of my best friends is a guitarist in that band, and he said that they played all over in Arizona.
Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, the desert has been very, very good to us. The cost of living here has been great over the years. The desert's been really good to us.
I'm in the air conditioning business.
He does AC.
I bet it is, because it's hot. It's hot there.
This, he's always had, great jobs and his pick of them. But we always knew this was not our forever place too. Right. And we've always talked about going somewhere else. Initially it was the Caribbean. But just the infrastructure and the, bugging out for hurricanes doesn't really appeal to us. That kind of thing. But the infrastructure for medical became more important as we realized, we're certainly not getting younger. So just having, and having the ability to get other places easily is part of really why we like the eastern part of France too.
Yeah. And that's one thing that is so cool. And while we were really, really, really sad when Italy did what it did.
But it's still not out of the picture.
No, it's never out of the. You never say never. I've learned that the hard way, because as soon as I say no, that's never going to happen, God said, "Really, watch this." But
just laid plans.
That's right. But at least over there, you're close to everything, right?
Yes.
And it doesn't cost that much to, hop on a plane and fly somewhere. Hold on.
Yeah, because I told her that we're our plans are to go to France.
Gosh, Kate.
But if something happens where we can't, we are gonna try Italy
If something happens.
if something happens. That's all. That's a big if.
From plan A to plan B, Italy has become plan B, just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think our plan B is Greece.
Yeah. Well, I think ours is Italy because we know it. You know what I mean? We've been there.
And
we know it. We love it.
slow travel kind of appeals to us too, you know.
Gosh, I got to have a home
She
base.
mentioned that yesterday, and I said no. I said I think it'd be a little more expensive to do that because you're staying in Airbnbs or hotels all the time. And
yeah,
I told her, I said I'd rather just have a base.
Yeah, and we each I lived not in military family, but I lived in 20 different places by the time I was 18. And he moved a lot too. He was in the military, stationed in Germany back in the day. So we've traveled a lot and been around a lot. My first trip to France was in high school in 1988. I'm aging myself. But
87. You're not aging yourself.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hold on. What is Kate saying? Talk of lost items is triggering. Lost your passport. That would be story of Diane's life. Or I'll be like Janice when they pull you off to the side in a back room or something. Oh my gosh, I would die. I mean, I want to travel too, lock up and leave. That's right.
And that's one of the reasons, Cindy, why we chose the Strasbourg, why we choose Colmar is because the proximity to Germany, Belgium, everything else is for us. You know, France has a lot to explore too, and we talked about that. But there's the rest of Europe that we want to go see as well.
Exactly. So. Germany's beautiful, and I really didn't ever look into it. I thought it was way more expensive than it was until Darren. I think he's on here. When he interviewed us and he wanted us to pick 5 places that we would consider visiting. And so that was the first time that I actually took a second. It's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, it's really, really pretty. And Germany. It's not as expensive as what I think.
He was actually surprised with our answers.
Yeah.
Because he was expecting us to pick these bigger, more tourist spots and everything. And we were picking places that were
Bavaria
away from everyone and but around water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
hey Tim, how are you? Welcome.
Awesome. I went to high school in York Beach, and we lived in Portland, and that's kind of what we equate Colmar to. Colmar's like living in Portland, Maine. I mean, Portland's a big city in Maine. For everybody who doesn't know, it's not the capital, but it is a big city. Of about 70, 80,000 people, something like that. But your proximity to Boston is 45 minutes. So the proximity from Colmar to Strasbourg is 30 minutes by train. Right. So, you know, anything we need that we can't get in Colmar, then we can absolutely get in Strasbourg, or hop across the border and go to TK Maxx. I already know where all the TK Maxxes are in Germany because that's my favorite.
Yeah.
There you go.
And one of the other deciding factors that we had in Colmar over Strasbourg is when we were riding the trains around in Strasbourg every day, going and doing our thing and exploring. Because after about the second day in Strasbourg, we decided that Colmar was going to be the place. So then we turned it into we were going to go see some tourist stuff in Strasbourg. Yeah. But every time we took the train, we went by the prefecture. It didn't matter what time of day. The line was out the door.
And down the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So we decided we didn't necessarily want to be in that department. So we think department matters too, because even though they're 30 minutes apart, they're in different departments.
That's right. Exactly.
There is a prefecture in the Haute-Rhine department. So we had gone to Auberny as well and took the train there, and we love that little village too.
Which one?
Auberny. Yeah, and we love that, but that's in the Haute-Rhine. So again, we'd be going to Strasbourg for the prefecture. Yeah. So that really played into our decision as well.
Understandable. High school for me is 70s. Those were good years too. Germany's clean. People care about their environment. It's very clean.
Yes. And in France too, they are so far ahead of us environmentally. The recycling was amazing. We were taking our bottles like good world citizens. We were taking our bottles to the recycles near the apartments and dropping them in, and and making sure we separated all the recyclables from the trash, and we're all about that. So love it.
I saw a TikTok earlier this morning of this girl. She was, because you know how they keep their lids attached to, like, you're going to water bottle. and it showed her in the U.S. and she took her lid off, and the lid was off, and she didn't know what to do, so she put it up to her face while she was drinking. Very crowded in Strasbourg.
Yeah, there's some beautiful neighborhoods though. Roberceau, the area around Orangerie was just beautiful. There's definitely some quieter residential areas, and we went and explored those too. And we actually stayed in, I'm probably going to say it wrong, Schittigheim, which is a separate little city. It's in Strasbourg area, but it's its own city. And we stayed in a beautiful little apartment there. It was 45 square meters. And it was funny when we talked to, we also talked this week to Ebenista, which is an apartment finding resource. And we talked to him about the size of the apartment that we intentionally got there to see what it feels like. And he was like, oh my gosh, you're already in it. And, and talking in square meters and everything. And
what size did you rent, out of curiosity?
45. It was 45 square meters.
How was it?
It was great.
It was perfect for us.
We don't mind small. I don't want to clean.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend my time cleaning.
Well, and there's a couple of things. It's not only is it cleaning, it's heating it in the wintertime.
Exactly.
I don't want that huge bill.
Yeah.
I was mentioning that to her when we were talking and looking at some videos for some places, and I told her, I said, well, if it's just us two, we just need the extra room for the guests, but you're having to heat it and cool it, so that's good. If you got a big place, it's gonna cost some money to do it.
Yeah. Well, visitors are great, but so are hotels.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's small.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
And we even when we talked to the Ebenista guy, it's the apartment locator. When she told him we were looking at between 45 meters and 75 meters square, he looked at me and he was like, "You know how lucky you are?" Yep, I know exactly how lucky I am. We're not.
Diane wouldn't be saying that.
No.
Diane would be saying, "I need 1,000 square feet. Period." I mean, I can do 1,000 square feet.
It's so much more important to me to have a workable kitchen. So, having a kitchen that works is all I ask. And, it would be fantastic to me if you have the separate water closet, if it has a little sink in it, because I'd prefer to wash my hands before I touch the door handle.
Preferably. Preferably. Yeah. One thing that I've told Matt that, because right now we are open concept. I don't know who decided that was a great idea. Open concept. Because I don't like it.
She likes to have her kitchen separate.
If you're having a big family get together, say, and you need to gossip, it happens, right? You can't do that in open concept because everybody hears all your business. I need my own space. And it's not just for gossip. I'm just saying, I just prefer a separate kitchen away from everybody. And so one thing I do have noticed is that a lot of the older homes have separate kitchens, which
Yeah.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, Rick. We need a place where Eric is in his own zip code with those records. You absolutely do. Our one bedroom apartment is 33 square meters. Oh my goodness.
Oh, did you say that you sent that to Shauna, that deal with about the records for Eric? Okay.
Yeah, she said, "Why do you hate me?"
WCs, yeah.
Well, and I need
It's
two
totally
bathrooms.
ideal to have 2 WCs. Yeah.
Yes, you do. Spill the beans about what? About me gossiping? Hey, I'm not. I know that I'm not the only one on here that sometimes you have to say something and you can't because the whole room is right there. Open concept seems like a lot of wasted space. I think it's just
Or somebody's trying to watch TV and doesn't want to hear what else is going on in the rest of the house.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I'll be sitting there watching TV and this grinder's going off, for the espresso machine because she's drinking coffee every.
Twice a day.
When every time I get that TV on, and start
Well, that
watching
ain't my
something,
fault
that's when you
because
turn it on.
I'm just
It's
saying.
just that timing.
Twice a day is all I'm doing. Dick's Tuesday.
So
Well,
our move, we intend on being in France in the beginning of July, retiring in June and being in France in July. That's the goal.
my gosh. So tell us about Fab. How'd that go?
So it was great. We've watched a lot of his videos. We've enjoyed him from the beginning. He seems so open and personable and
Genuine.
just really genuine and really just cares about people getting good information. And so we knew that we were probably going to use him for our insurance needs.
Mhm.
And so we talked to him a lot about insurance. I asked a lot of questions about, renters insurance and car insurance and all those kind of things. And he had answers for everything. It was great, really very personable, sent us a lot of follow-up emails. I didn't really realize Fab is Fabian with Fab French is his site for people who don't know. He has part of what he does is helps you with the visa. And so he's, we'll go over your paperwork and we'll coach you kind of in that area. And one of the services that he offers is the visa help and then helping you get hooked up with your carte vitale. He helps you with the 1 year for your renewal for your carte de séjour, all of those kind of things. And so
he just got done helping Rob out.
Yes, exactly. Fab French, I think, is his site. Yeah.
I think it's Fab French.
Yes, Shauna. We got the emails from him. It's $3,000, or is it euros? 3,000 euros. Reggie's pulling up the email now.
Well, there's a couple of different things you can do. So
yeah, you can do kind of a la carte stuff with him if you just want part, and he has a network of resources too, and that was part of the reason we wanted to talk with him, to find out if he had somebody that he could recommend as apartment finders, because we think that's the area that we'll really use some help in, is the apartment finding. So, and he has a resource there. And I asked him, which was interesting, I asked him about the name of the one that I had found. And he said, well, we used to work with them, but the last couple of people weren't really happy with the service they got. And so we stopped recommending them, which was fantastic, because now, I'm not necessarily going to want to use them. But the guy he did recommend, we started following recently, is Ben Small. In his company is Ebenista. And
is he a young kid?
Younger,
yeah. And we did a consult with him this week too, because as you know, I'm off work with having had foot surgery. So now we're taking.
How's that going? Is it going okay?
Yeah, really well. I get my stitches out next Friday. So hopefully
good.
I'll be in a boot and I'll be a little more mobile than on this knee scooter that I'm currently using to get around.
Oh man, I'd use that as a weapon.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me nothing if I.
The cat is scared when I get on it.
Exactly. So
we've done these consults, but getting back to Shauna's question, Fab.
So the full relocation package for Fab for a non-working visa it includes a visa, activation, healthcare application, carte vitale, and residency permit. Is 2,500 euros for a single and 3,000 euro for a couple.
I'm sorry, what?
2,500 for a single and 3,000 for a couple.
Shauna, did you hear that? Holy shnikes.
But that's for non-working, so I don't know if Shauna's planning on working, so that might be a little bit more for her.
Yeah, we got to get her to stop working. Did you see that on Richard's interview that girl just came right out and asked him, "What do y'all charge?"
Yeah.
She opened up a whole can of worms with that.
And he's putting it out there now. But Ebenista has some great resources too. We had a great consult with him this week. And Fab told us that he does work a lot with Adrienne Leeds, but that's more Paris, Nice. Those are really kind of her niches. They do, countrywide.
And she's costly. That's what he said.
She is very costly.
I wouldn't use her. No offense.
And we don't want to necessarily throw our money away, but we want some help. Ebenista, we definitely will be using him. They have some great resources. His service is €750 up front. That's to do the search, to find the place. They negotiate your lease. They negotiate with the landlord. They build your dossier. They do all of the footwork for you. They'll do video showings for us. We can potentially, ideally, get a long-term rental before we even land.
Do you have to get a guarantor if you use them?
We didn't really get into that yet, but we may.
Because I hear that's like a couple of $1,000s to do that.
Yeah, you can pay it monthly. There's monthly guarantor plans also. So you just kind of figure that into your rent, I guess.
Yeah.
But he said that, having been there, having, a little bit of backstory, this is the first year we're not in Europe for Christmas markets because we decided to take the October trip off season. But he said, given the history that we love it there, we can articulate that, we have a good story of we've been there, we love it, we go every year. We've scouted out the area that we want to be in. He said landlords love that. He said they love to hear that you want some investment in that community,
He actually tried to get us to not use this service, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He's like, your dossier is good enough where you don't need me. And I looked at him and went, I'm going to pay you or I'm going to pay a therapist after I get done with this. So I'd rather just pay you.
Don't play with me.
Does Fab have a guarantee?
That I don't know.
On the insurance, yes. On the insurance, because that's really where he makes his money is in the insurance, selling insurance. So if you buy the Visa policy from him, which he guarantees is Visa compliant, and what else did he say about the insurance? He guarantees that it's Visa compliant, and if you get denied for the Visa, they will refund your insurance.
Oh, that's good.
But only if you don't, then reapply and try again. But they will help you then to figure out what's gone sideways.
Monday, we actually have the appointment with the Visa people to talk to them about
within Fab's, with Alex within Fab's company.
Really?
Yeah.
Are y'all getting excited? Y'all are doing all the
very
fun
much
stuff.
so. Yeah, we've got a realtor that we're gonna meet with in January to list the house. We have we're calling it, what are we calling it? Our downsizing
sale.
Yeah,
not an estate sale, because estate sale makes it sound like we're dying.
Yeah.
That's what she was telling me.
Yeah.
I found a place that's local that is a 60-40 split, and they just charge you that there's some labor that's involved and some other costs. And at this point, I mean, if you need the money from your sale of all the stuff in your house to make this move, you shouldn't make this move, right?
Yeah,
so for us, it's just it's the ease of getting rid of everything. Mm-hmm. They'll come in and like he said, he told me when I talked to him on the phone, he was like, "Don't throw anything away." He goes, "We'll literally sell a half a bottle of bleach." So he's like, "Don't throw anything away. Do any of that." He was like, "We will sell it all, and any haul out that's afterwards, we'll just take it and we'll get rid of it for you."
They're going to clean it out.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we've got to start that. I think we're going to try in the spring. We're going to try to get the house on the market because that's before it gets too hot to where everything, you're in Arizona. Well, y'all don't have grass really, but
let's check it out.
I took it out a few years ago. I stopped watering it in it was, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. I stopped watering it in June and July, I think. And then in Labor Day weekend, I got a letter from the HOA that went, "We need you to water your grass." And I went, "Hold my beer," because I knew what I was going to do. I went to Home Depot and I rented the sod cutter and I cut it all out and I threw rock in there and I was like, "There, it's watered."
Yeah, desert landscaping.
Golly. Well, I'm not going to do that. We did put rock around the perimeter, and then that's so I could have raised beds, of which I don't have right now. Anyway, that's neither here nor.
We had to get rid of
those. But yeah, so that's when everything is still green. What's going to be funny though, because I really want to rent in this same neighborhood. I don't love the neighbors, but I love my neighborhood. And what's going to be funny is if the only rent house available is going to be somewhere in the vicinity of earshot of our neighbors.
What if an investor buys your house and then you can just rent it back? You don't have to move.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be amazing? That'd be real easy.
The lady we bought it from, she buys them and rents them out.
You want to buy that?
I'll tell her. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we'll let you go through the comments. But the third consult we had this week may interest you guys and everybody else on here.
Shauna.
Maybe Shauna too. So Arizona, right? We don't have the reciprocity with the driver's license. We can't exchange our driver's license, and we still have to. We have state income tax in Arizona. So we met with a company called Savvy Nomad, where it's $85 a month for the package that we're going to do, but we are literally going to become residents of Florida.
Okay.
So starting in January or February, we'll go to Florida. We'll get our Florida driver's license. So we'll have 6 months of driver's license in Florida before we move.
Right.
Florida, we can exchange it. And then we don't have our state taxes when we're gone on pension and everything else. And the reason you guys might be curious is because last week when I asked you if it's the Houston consulate or if it's the United States consulate that's doubling the price, if it's the Houston consulate, look at the Florida consulate.
So that was for Italy. And I see what you're saying. But so the way that the consulates work for the Italian visa is that you're assigned depending on where you live. You cannot pick and choose. If you live in Texas, which we do, you have to use the Houston consulate.
Yeah, but if you're a resident of Florida, you won't be.
It's not residency.
Yeah.
It's domicile.
Domicile.
Oh.
Domicile is the legal appropriate word.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're changing our domicile, which is your intent to live. So there's court paperwork that gets filed. Our intent when we return to the United States will be to live in Florida. So that becomes our legal domicile. Then we can get the Florida driver's license. We'll register to vote in federal elections. We'll do the things that people do when they are intending to live somewhere. It is all very legal. There are lots of people that do it. Mostly the people that do it are RVers that don't have a home base, that live in their RV and travel the US. They choose Texas. They choose South Dakota. They choose Florida. They choose Nevada. There are places to set this up all over that don't have state income tax. So you're not paying state income tax on a state you don't technically reside in. Mm-hmm. But Florida is our choice to do this because it's also doesn't have Texas. You have to reside there for 30 days before you can get your driver's license. Florida doesn't have that same rule.
Yeah.
So, my parents did this. They're RVers. They retired from here in Arizona, spent 3 or 4 years in an RV traveling the US, and they became residents of South Dakota. So they had to go back to South Dakota once every 5 years and spend one night in South Dakota once every 5 years to maintain their residency. And it's all very legal. The states allow.
Hey, I mean, if it's legal and it gets you to where you need to be,
we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to eliminate state income taxes, which the Savvy Nomad fees, which is also a mail forwarding service.
Oh, okay.
So they will forward any legal mail that we have, credit cards, that kind of thing. They will forward our mail as well, which is why this works also for RVers.
Right.
So we have mail forwarding service. We pay 0 state income taxes, and the fees that we'll pay to Savvy Nomad are less than what we would have paid in state income tax. So we're saving money to do this and getting the mail service and being able to exchange our driver's licenses in France.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
You solved your problem. Then you can go anywhere.
If other people are interested, that service is called Savvy Nomad, and they have a lot of information.
Yes, Shauna.
Yes, Shauna, you would have to give up your
that's one of the things we have to cut ties with everything in Arizona to be able to do that.
Right. Once we sell the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is that question? What made us pick France?
Where are you sitting?
Up further, there was something about what made us pick France.
I don't think that's what
I loved it since high school when I took French class.
Yeah.
and we're studying. I took French in school. Mais il y a beaucoup de temps depuis je parle français.
Done.
So I'm relearning,
mm-hmm.
but he's starting from scratch, but he's doing great. But we're doing Pimsleur.
I hear you.
I got by when we were in France. I got by using primarily French. That was my attempt to use it in every transaction with a French person. And we did just fine.
Yeah.
I got everything done. I might have sounded like a toddler, but I got it done.
That's what I tell Philippe
They
all the time.
appreciated it, and they really did. There was only one gal at the train station that didn't have time for me. So
Yeah, I tell Philippe all the time. I said I sound like I'm sounding out words, like I'm a toddler just learning to read. Like, you know.
And you are.
Yeah, there was two cases. There was the grumpy guy at the restaurant who I think he was just grumpy all the time anyway, because we didn't have a reservation, and so he was trying to kick us out politely, I guess.
Thank you.
There is an app called Pingo AI. Have y'all heard of that?
No.
So I got on there last night.
It was funny.
You can have conversations.
Oh, yeah.
So you're talking with AI, obviously, but you can like literally have a conversation. So I was doing that last night, and Matt was like,
I mean, her phone was talking back to her, calling her by name and everything, saying, hey, you know, this and that. And she's steadily talking to him. And I'm sitting over here like,
it's fun.
Yeah, you can do it on Google Translate too. There's a conversation thing on Google Translate. So.
And ChatGPT. You could do it on ChatGPT as well. But I don't like ChatGPT because I kept having to give it. I don't know. I didn't like it. It was bothering me.
We'll do in-person classes when we get there.
Oh, yeah. And see, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I think that would be fun. To get a Texas driver's license when moving, you need to visit a DPS office, surrender your old license, bring proof of identity. Is that right, Law Dog?
What?
Yeah.
That's one movie you need to.
I don't know.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
but in order to keep
you won't go to the DPS office though. They're now starting to separate, and they got their own DMV office. That's what we've got here where we live. Is we've got our own driver's license place now.
Oh, and it's fun. The people there are so nice.
Oh no, they're turds.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
You walk in there and you talk about people with what is it? Real good personalities. I mean, it's ridiculous that you walk in and you say hi, and they go, "What?
Did you bring your birth certificate?"
Yeah. What do you want?
Apps for conversations are cool. Yeah, technology these days are amazing. 2 documents proving your. Rick, I don't even want to know how you know all of what you do.
The thing for U.S. banking, though, we want to keep some U.S. banking, and you have to have a residential address. Mm-hmm. And so Savvy Nomad offers a residential address and then a separate mailing address. So you get both with this service. So we will be compliant with the Patriot Act and the banking requirements too.
Yeah. I know where I am without going into any detail. I run into that all the time.
Yeah.
We did something.
Hang on a second. Has anyone tried the translation earbuds?
I have. I've got some.
He hasn't tried them in person. He just tried them like with the TV. But you have to have the phone.
Yeah, I've got them in my drawer.
Translate on the phone.
I just I need to pull them out.
They need to come up with something that you don't have to have your phone with you. Now that would be cool. You know what I mean? I guess I can ask Fab. Oh, Medicare. She wants to. Are y'all keeping y'all's when it comes time? Are y'all going to keep Medicare?
We haven't decided that yet.
We're a ways out. I'm going to be. I'll be 55 next month.
And I'll be 56 in March. So
we're not there yet. We'll make a decision as we get closer.
I mean, the Medicare is that's a personal decision that everybody has to come to, right? Do you think you'll come back? Do you think you'll come back to the United States?
Exactly. Well, look at Janice.
Are you willing to pay the penalties if you do? I mean, if you do away with it. But who knows? I mean, in another 9 years or whatever, the rules are going to have changed, 12 more times. So we can't really say at this point.
Angela. Oh, yeah, definitely check out Comar. I really like Comar.
There's an American family there right now. His name is Jonathan. I forget what his channel name is. He's there with his 2 kids, like a 12 and a 13-year-old. They're there for a few months, and his wife is coming. But I've seen him on some of the groups because there's some Facebook groups, Americans in Alsace and the English speakers in Colmar. So there's quite a bit of expat community there in Alsace in general, which is pretty active. And to say, Colmar is our choice. we're also including the little villages around there too,
Oh, yeah.
Kaiserberg, Egwesheim. So we haven't excluded those either because we know we will be able to switch our licenses
Right.
over and have a vehicle now. We weren't always quite sure we were going to be able to do that until we came up with a solution.
Well, and that's what we were talking about too. Like we said a while ago, that Italy was Plan B. Well, the thing about Italy is we would have to live in a big city because we could not get a driver's license there.
We've pretty much already picked our big cities over there that we're going to choose.
That we would choose if we were over there. But yeah, so having a car, I mean, it just opens up, everything in France for you guys. So you're not limited to having to stay.
And that's part of it. We love public transport. We use it. We will certainly use it wherever we can. But we do enjoy our flexibility. And that's what Fab said too. He's like, if you can get the license, do, because it just opens up so much opportunity for you.
You laughing at Shauna?
I'm laughing at Shauna's answer.
I swear, Shauna.
Shauna, yes. Yes.
It's like you know me or something. Where is the biggest American expat community in France?
Oh my gosh.
I would say probably Paris.
That's a wild question.
I would say Paris. I know that there's some. Oh, American. Okay. Probably Nice probably has some good ones.
Yeah.
Toulouse probably has some.
Now, if you're talking about English speaking.
I'm talking about Americans. English speaking, you throw definitely Brittany and Normandy in there.
Well, that and down south, around the, what is it? Someone was saying the other day that a lot of the British and everyone that speaks English are moving down on the south end. So I don't know. That's a wide open question right there.
Well, I just feel like this comment right here.
I think that's a very, very on point.
That's my first language. What are you talking about?
As if there's any. Oh gosh, I can't believe you doubted me like that, Shauna. As a friend.
Shauna, we were watching you. We were in France at the same time. So we were in our Airbnb at night watching your videos on my iPad.
Yeah.
We were watching Shauna's video last night.
It was last night where she was getting it.
She was singing away out there on stage.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Y'all didn't see it?
No, not yet.
Yeah, she was getting it. Shauna was living her best life on stage.
We had to go to
Ray
Troll's site.
Where are we at?
Watch it.
Oh my gosh, y'all, we are so behind. Okay, hold on. What is this? Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
There's lots of good French content out there.
Will you keep a condo or RV in Florida?
No, nope. There's no need. We're just going to have a residential address.
You use your U.S. bank in France. With Truist.
We like our Capital One because we get so much points. We did both of our apartments on this trip and our hotel in Basel all on points. Didn't cost us a dime. We used travel credit card to pay all of our bills. We earn the points and then we use the points for travel.
That's what I do. And I have an American Airlines one because, DFW, American.
Yep.
And they are the slowest earning point thing. Now the one through Chase, I have a United one through Chase, and that one you earn your points pretty quickly, but dang.
Yeah, we use the Capital One Venture X card, and then there's some other benefits that come with it too. You get phone insurance if you auto pay your phone. It does your phone insurance with a $50 deductible and that kind of thing too. So there's some other benefits to them, as well as travel insurance when you use it for your travel. So we don't necessarily need to buy separate insurance either.
Yeah, Cindy, on those earbuds, they were okay, but you have to have your phone there with you while they're being used. And I've got to have it where I'm sitting there watching it. There's a long pause, and you don't get all the translation coming through.
Hold on.
God,
God,
how far behind are we?
we're just chatting away. I think for Medicare, if you continue to pay for it, you can keep it, but you'll have to double check. I think you're right on that. Someone said to wait until you get your 10-year card before
Yeah,
canceling.
that's probably
That's
that
a
might
good
be
idea.
information. Yeah.
I think as far as Medicare, if you continue, okay, we just said that. Retired rural Medicare VP. Okay. We are in our 70s. Is there a penalty to restore Medicare? There is, and I don't know how much that is. I would talk to a financial advisor on that. I don't know. Paris and Leon have the biggest expats. Thank you, Shauna. Heard you have to make up all the payments that you didn't make. I know that there's a penalty for the rest of your
Yes.
life.
Yes.
Bordeaux is party central. Is it a student town? No, thank you. Not my kids. I think you have to wait a year before getting an Italian driver's license. I know you can drive on your license for a year. I don't know if you have to wait for a year, but we couldn't pass the test. We don't speak Italian.
Yeah, you've got to take the written and driving in Italian.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Paris,
And I was actually learning Italian easier than I was French.
Bordeaux. Yeah, you were. I can't roll an R, but I can sure hock a loogie. I can do that. Chateau, get a new language translator. It was like an iPod. Okay.
Interesting.
Hey, don't forget near Colmar, you have all the U.S. stationed military bases near Germany. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Reggie was stationed in Ulm, and last year we took a trip and went to the Ulm Christmas markets and climbed the Munster. That's our claim to fame as a married couple. We have climbed the 3 tallest churches in the world.
Oh my goodness.
We've been to the top of Sagrada Familia. We've been to the top of the Cologne Cathedral in Cologne, Germany, and in Ulm, the Ulm Munster. It's the Capital One Venture X. Right.
Regarding Medicare for Part B, 10% penalty per year past 65 if you read. Thank you, Claire. I don't know. I'm giving Albania some serious rage bait. All the time.
Albania is not that far from Corfu, Greece. And I watched International Living showed Corfu as the #1 expat destination for 2026.
I don't know. I might.
What are you about to? What words?
No. I'm trying to word this properly.
Moving to Albania is not properly.
I would almost think, and I'm thinking about, I would choose Albania though over Portugal.
Absolutely, bite your tongue.
No.
What is wrong with you? No offense to any Albanians. I mean, throw that out there. No, I could no. Are there houses in Albania? I only see apartments and townhomes.
There are houses
all
out
connected.
There. There's houses out there.
I can't want it. Medicare Part A is free. No, okay. On the earbuds, I thought it talked in your ear. It does, but you have to use your phone to do it.
You have to have it connected to your phone.
And the ones I have print out too.
It'll speak. You speak the language, and it'll tell you what it's saying. But sometimes it doesn't always come through, and it's chopped up. But your phone does the same thing. It takes a minute for it to come through. I don't know if maybe it was just the way I was using it, but
you would not do Albania.
I was just iffy about it. I need to pull them out and try them again and see if they work better.
Why does everybody hate Albania? We don't hate Albania, Shauna. Don't put those words in our mouth. We do not hate it. It's just
Montenegro was beautiful when we were there. So yeah. Oh, and Rick says Montenegro too. Yeah. Rick, they have a very, very rainy season. I learned from our guide in Montenegro. Like it rains down buckets and floods everything in the winter.
Is that where we're at? Where our tour guide?
Yeah.
It was one of our trips. Our tour guide has lived in the same house for 42 years, has not moved, and he's lived in 4 different countries.
Yeah, because it was Yugoslavia.
Because of the border wars and everything else that have gone on in that time frame. It was like, wait, you never moved out of that house in 42 years, and you've lived in 4 different countries in that time frame.
Oh my gosh.
It's a beautiful area.
1 year free residency. That is true. That is true. That is the one good thing about Albania. I'm sure there's more than one good thing, but that is a good thing about Albania is that you can stay there a year.
And I'll tell you right now, Patrick, he loves it over
And
there.
I'm so happy that he found his place.
You know how you were baiting me with this? It is so nice that I get to do it right back here right now. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, y'all. We're going to have to go here pretty soon, but I just had to tell y'all last night. Oh my gosh. Matt and I were sitting here on the couch.
Oh.
And I asked Alexa a question. And she came back. Shauna, I hope you're listening to this because I laughed hysterically.
We busted out.
When laughing. I asked this question, she said, that is the stupidest thing I have ever heard.
She said, this is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. When she asked her a question, she came back and told Diane, she goes, that is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard.
I was so offended. But yet I loved every minute of it.
We busted out laughing and couldn't stop. And she even had to text her daughter and tell her that she just got done talking back at her.
Basically, Alexa called me an idiot because I asked it a question. Swear that happened. It was so funny. In UK, Americans can say UK's too expensive, Jean-Marc.
Yeah, you'd have to find just the right place there.
She's being super cheap. I don't know, but all I did was ask a question. That's all I asked. And it basically, what is it? I wanted to know what a word meant.
It was a
word in Italian.
It was a word that, it was in Italian.
And I didn't know what it meant. So I asked her, what does it mean? And then she came back and said, that's the most idiotic question she's ever heard.
I see Cindy's still on here. I saw Cindy's comment on Jane's video with Richard, and then last week or whenever that was with that Janice lady on there. And Cindy, your comments are absolutely beautiful and articulate, and I couldn't agree more with the things that you had to say there. So I just want to tell you that.
About that interview yesterday, did it feel like just a total turnaround of the interview with the lady that she did before that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She got so much
backpedaling.
She got a lot of backlash.
She got a lot of backlash from having that lady on.
And she ain't crow about it and said, you know what, I'm just going to I'm going to do this side of it. And then I'm going to go back to my normal content. Because we've been following her for a long time. And that was so outside of her normal wheelhouse for her content. And she really
said that she's getting out of the political.
Yeah, she said, I'm going to go back to my normal feel-good content and stay out of the political arena, which is,
I just find it ironic that it was an American that's trying to, that's.
I don't really. In the state of how we are today, that doesn't, nothing shocks me anymore at all. Was it an Italian?
No, it wasn't spaghetti. It was
a weird one.
It was weird because it didn't sound Italian, but it was a couple. It was a
couple, and I just want to know what it meant. That's all I want to know.
As they were saying bye at the end of the video, he said a word that I'd never even heard before.
I thought it was like a see you later.
And I thought I knew most of the goodbyes or hellos for Italian, and he said this, and I was like, what does that mean? So we got to asking her, and then that's whenever she said, that's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard.
Maybe it was something naughty.
Yeah.
Maybe that. Well, I don't.
That explains it.
Out of context, maybe it was something naughty.
Oh,
I don't know.
No wonder she probably said that. Oh.
Y'all, when I get embarrassed, I cry. So let's not do that. All right. Oh my gosh, my face.
God, I wish I could remember that word.
Because it was over the vote to make expats pay into the, Well, but we really should, to be honest.
We're happy to. Yeah. My foot surgery I saw the bill for it was $55,000.
Oh, my gosh.
Ridiculous. There are people that doesn't cost as much to get a hip transplant in France.
Golly.
Our medical billing is absolutely out of control.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. Well, we're happy you made it too.
One thing I'm looking forward to is our senator and governor are working together we got to looking at, or I was reading some stuff, and they're talking about getting rid of not just our school taxes that we have to pay when we own this house or something, but they're also looking at no property taxes besides no income taxes that we don't have right now.
That would be the property taxes out here in Texas are
they're out of control.
Redonkulous. They really are.
But they're talking about getting rid of not just they're trying to get rid of the property tax and the school taxes that you have to pay when you live somewhere. And that right there that's gonna save a lot of money for people.
I'm glad you live in Canada. Oh, did they pass? Ha! Sweet. Of course you would know that, Rick. Property taxes are crazy.
I think one of them goes into effect next year.
Our premiums are ridiculous too. Everything is ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we have been at this for an hour and 15 minutes. Y'all have a life. We have a video. And I got to go figure out what that word is because Shauna.
Now you got to know. You might have to go to the dark web.
I'm gonna write it down.
Started with the A. That's all I know.
Yeah. Started with an A and ended with an O.
I don't know what it was, but we're gonna oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Oh my gosh, I turned about 50 shades of red there.
But it does make sense.
Or like 90. If you only knew. Why that's so funny. Well, probably so. How do teachers get paid? I don't know. Bye, Jackie. Patrick from Pogo. Yes, we love Patrick. Mm-hmm. He's from Fort Worth, so he's a super nice guy.
Yeah, that's why I started watching him. He was still in Fort Worth, and he was talking about moving to Albania, and we still watch him.
Hey, everybody, I forgot. Well, y'all because I completely forgot to ask, as usual. Well, I mean, all public services. Yeah, I don't know how all of that works. Is it okay to send you an email? Yes, you can always send an email. And we are very prompt in responding. Mm-hmm. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Okay. Yeah, that was a long video with Richard. That was very thorough.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, it changed my my thinking about Richard and them. I mean, he actually knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I think he does. I mean, he's built a whole business around it and continues to grow that empire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, thank you for coming on. It was so nice to see you guys in person. I know we talk all the time on email, but it was.
Yes, we're happy to share information that we find, and we'll continue to participate and let people know as we get stuff done. We're going to reconnect with Ebenista in May, the beginning of May. He says rentals come about 6 weeks prior to availability. So we're going to build our dossier and get with him in May. And we have some, a lot of downsizing. That's the hardest part of this whole thing is the downsize.
Yeah.
But
I'm not looking forward to that.
Happily get there at some point, even if we have to give it all away.
Well, hey,
we got one son that's moving to Colorado, so he's going to take some of the stuff with him.
We're going to get rid of a lot of stuff to one kid, and the other one's already got a lot of stuff that we've given him. So, we'll get there, but we'll continue to participate and share what we figure out and find out, and we'll always look forward to seeing your new videos.
Well, absolutely. And when you learn anything new, if you want to come on, we are all about it. We are all about it. We love having you guys on because, we have this community here, and it's nice to actually put faces with names because, we talk all the time, but this is the first time we actually got to do
one of the things we talk about when we get off of a live is how great all the people are that are in our little group here.
Yeah, we have a really good community.
Yeah, everyone is so nice, and
we'll get all of y'all on here at one time if you want to. I don't care. It'll be fun. And when we all get over to France, we're going to definitely.
We're sharing everything on our Instagram, which is the Arizona to Alsace. So it's the same name as our channel name here on.
So
YouTube.
I will put that in a comment in here as well in the description, so to get that out there for y'all.
Cool.
All right, y'all have a great week, and if we don't talk, have a very Merry Christmas.
Yes, thank you.
Bye,
Merry
everyone.
Christmas. Merry
Bye,
Christmas.
y'all.
See y'all later.
Bye.